Those are my kind of people.
The ones that kind of a casual stroll.
Yeah, I'm a casual stroll person.
I think we'll have some showers to start. So as folks are lining up, I think we'll still have some rainfall, but maybe by race time 8 o'clock through, it may be dry.
They may appreciate the rain coming down too.
And temperatures are not going to be bad at all. I've done it once or twice when it was hot.
You ran it?
No. Somebody pulled me in a wagon.
No, what?
I stopped and got a hot dog on Esplanade.
No,
I had a good old time.
I can't.
It's a lot of fun.
No, and that's also too early.
Took my sweet time. It is early. Once you start doing the night shift, that is very early. And yeah, the weather tomorrow morning, again, we'll have kind of a wet, humid start, but temperatures only in the 60s, so actually fairly nice. And it will be on the cool side with high temperatures tomorrow, only getting into the lower 70s. Now, we've had kind of one round of rain move through, and thankfully, it wasn't as bad as it could have been. We saw some isolated spots with some decent accumulations, but for the most part, we kind of went unscathed. Had some showers a little farther to our north, trying to zoom in on a couple of these showers right around Jackson Landing. And then as far as the metro area goes and down toward the coast, rain is done. Now that will change overnight as we will see another round coming in. Now some of the higher totals were more or less along the river, or the Florida parishes and up into southwestern Mississippi. Macomb had almost 3.5 inches of rain. Bogalusa closing in on an inch, but yet Kenner only 1/1800ths of an inch, so not nearly as much for most of us. Now there are additional thunderstorms offshore. You can see that on satellite, and that will be moving our way, but these are all going to be following along the frontal boundary, which is moving away from us. So those storms will likely stay more on a path keeping it to our east. So maybe some of our coastal parishes, the Biloxi Marsh, and up toward the Mississippi coast as we head into the late night, overnight hours. Mostly cloudy skies, temperature of 72. That's as warm as we have gotten all day today, at least in the afternoon. Our morning high was at 2 a.m. at 75 degrees. Most of the day with the clouds, rain in the front kept us in the upper 60s and lower 70s. And our morning low was the afternoon temperature at 68 degrees. So kind of a switch with our high and low. The cooler air is moving in, and it will feel much nicer for Easter weekend once we can get rid of this rainfall. So 60s and lower, some mid 70s, and the humidity coming down. Dew points more in the 60s to lower 70s, but those values will continue to drop a bit. Not dry air by any means, but dew points more, I think 50s to low 60s through the weekend, and a wind now out of the north. So here is the frontal boundary. I've got it drawn stationary because it's not going to move much in the next several hours. So those thunderstorms I was pointing out offshore are going to kind of more or less ride along that boundary, which would likely keep those to the east of the metro area during the after midnight time frame. So we will certainly see some rainfall around. The high resolution models are not perfect. They usually kind of overplay our rain coverage, so it's certainly likely that we will see a lot of breaks. I don't believe we're going to see this solid rain shield moving in overnight, so I'd say maybe 70% chance during the overnight and into early tomorrow. This model now has by 5 a.m. most of the rainfall gone, so it may be that the start of the Crescent City Classic tomorrow is dry, maybe damp because of the overnight rainfall, but it looks like the run itself should be okay. And as far as the severe weather threat goes, notice that is getting shifted a little bit more to our east as well. Basically, it's following along that frontal boundary. The front east is where we still have that low end threat for severe weather, but we'll still have that ongoing threat for maybe some isolated flooding, just with the heavier rains that we could see. And again, I think some of these totals in estimates of in the next 24 hours are on the higher side. Localized flooding, possible widespread. I don't think that is going to be an issue. Now, our rain chances will start to come back toward the early to mid part of next week, as the model's still indicating a non-tropical low developing. The models, though, have been all over the place as to where exactly this forms, where it goes. The GFS is a little bit closer to the Louisiana coastline Tuesday, Wednesday into Thursday, so this would keep us wetter. The Euro also developing a low, but much farther south. So our rain chances for next week are really still up in the air as far as exactly how much rain coverage. I got that 80% chance early. It may be more like a 60-70% just looking at some of the recent model trends. And then relatively dry for Easter Sunday. Highs only in the upper 60s. And if anything, we're going to stay on the mild side through all of next week.